So the reason why I'm on here today is because I would like for you guys to ask me a few questions and to find out, like, I want to know what you guys are interested in finding out about me in my family relationships. In my, like, you can even ask me, like, I think everything's on the table. So, and so...
Do you want to ask the big question?
Oh, yeah, I really want to ask the big question.
Ask the big question right now.
Okay. Who is your celebrity crush?
Oh, that's a really good place to pause.
Oh, what?
Well, no, she just said.
We're at like 28 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, so.
You can answer this question. Come on, Josh.
There's enough.
There's enough time. Do it. Do it.
It's called a cliffhanger.
Thank you. I was trying to think about it.
Do you even have an answer?
No, not yet.
Oh, he doesn't have an answer.
So, well, we'll go ahead and pause. The only person I could think of is Angelina Jolie, and that's really not my crush.
She's a
but like,
hottie.
she is hot though. Oh
Okay,
no, Megan Fox. Sorry.
I was actually gonna say Megan Fox.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Yes.
I love Angelina
You know why?
Jolie.
Because she
and
looks
she's so...
dead inside. That I don't know why, but like those are just oof. They hit me.
To be completely honest, I was gonna call you a Swiftie.
Yes.
Like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
We were gonna call him out as a Taylor Swiftie.
Yeah, little Swiftie fan over here.
I mean, I could be, but like she has more life to her. Yeah. I like women that like just look dead inside.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go grab him a corpse from like a little like graveyard and then just give it to him.
I'm thinking zombie
Black
apocalypse.
hair.
He'll be happy.
Black eyeliner, white skin, just.
Pale as a ghost. Like a vampire?
Yes, like a vampire.
I think maybe we should put him in like what's it called? Dusk.
What?
Is that what it's called?
What is it?
What's it called? What's it called? Oh my
I
God.
don't know. What are you talking about?
I have no clue what you're even talking
Oh my
about.
God, the vampires and wolves thing. What's it called?
Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah,
Twilight.
we can Twilight.
Yeah, we're
Dusk.
gonna go to next dusk. There's one where it says like till dusk or something. I think.
I
That's
know, but Twilight.
I know.
Dusk.
Yeah,
That was fun.
that was. Yeah, you're real trying. You're trying real hard
Twilight.
here. Okay.
I was close.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's so dang funny. So, Josh, you know what? Obviously, you know, relationships means a lot to our podcast. I mean, we focus a lot on our relationship, on our relationships with others. Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with your family? I mean, you've got a sister and obviously mother and father. So
He does not have a mother and father. I'm joking.
I was an experiment.
he was a test tube baby.
Yeah, they did the little thing. I'm just kidding. Petri dish. Anyway, she's
Yeah.
looking at me. I'll tell you what. I did not like my father. I'm trying to be nice about it. I did not like my father. Whenever I was growing up, quick disclaimers like. I saw them as like regular people before I saw them as parents. Like I saw them go through like their issues. I saw them have real people issues before they were ever like my heroes. And it kind of hurt the way that I saw my parents because my dad, when I was younger, my dad prioritized work over family. And then my mom prioritized family over work. And so it was always my mom taking care of us. And my dad would never be there. And I would want to spend time with my dad, and he was never there. And so then whenever I did something wrong, he was there to reprimand me, like spank me, hit me, do all the things that like really pissed me off. But he was never there to like be a dad. I remember like 4 times in my life when I was a child, and I remember pretty much everything, but I don't remember him actually being there as a father. I remember him taking me to work events because he had to, but never there being a father.
That's sad.
I think, though, that's actually how a lot of kids that are normally much older than Josh, that was the relationship they honestly had with their parents. The mom was the caregiver and the one who was there always taking care of everything, and the guy was the breadwinner because women weren't expected to make a good salary or be able to support themselves for a very long time. That's that's honestly, Maddie, that's a very recent thing that women are supporting themselves and getting the money that they're getting in their careers now. And unfortunately, Josh's story is one that I think a lot of people out there could probably relate to.
Yeah, I mean, you're right though.
Yeah.
Getting flies with like, oh.
Oh, just for context, I didn't have a whole lot of toys when I was younger, so they had seen that I took one of the
Hair ties.
Hair ties.
and then I killed some flies with it, and that's
He's
what I
like
used to
a
do.
master at it. Like, you should be on like America's Got Talent for it.
Anyways, but the reason why I really appreciate you guys' relationship is because even though my parents told me that it would be okay for me to tell them the truth or go to them for whatever the thing might have been, it never felt like, even though they said it was okay to do it, it never felt okay to go to them and be honest with them about drugs, about sex, about relationships, about friends who were steering me down the wrong path, about school, about anything, about my feelings and my emotions towards myself. And it also wasn't a good environment, in my opinion. It didn't feel okay to open up to them, because they were just going to, I don't want to say yell at me, but they were just gonna
judge you.
Yeah, judge and accuse me of something. And so then I look at you two, and that's why I think this is such a good idea for a podcast, because you're, how old are you again? 13, 14, 15, 16? 15?
You don't even know my age, and I think of him like a brother.
Yes, I said from 13 to 16, okay? I gave you a range. Yeah, but...
Not Alex.
Yeah, because you're like...
Yeah, thank you. Not Alex, Jesus, not Alex. But the whole thing is that, like, you have created an environment where she's literally, like, actively coming to you and asking you questions about all of these subjects, where many children don't feel like they have the opportunity to go to their parents, let alone, like, either parent or both parents, and ask these questions and get an actual answer, like, even if they came to you.
I actually have had other men, older men, tell me that they watch the podcast, and the one thing they do love is the relationship that Maddie and I have, and it's made them kind of want to reach out to their parents and take and do the olive branch to try to start creating that communication and to start working towards that relationship, even being older, not letting that time go.
Yeah.
I think men honestly probably have a much more difficult time than women, but I'd be curious to know, did your sister have the same feeling coming up in that home, or was it just you?
Yeah, was it just you, or was it like both of you guys working together, or is it just like...
No, it was both of us.
Both of you felt the same?
Oh yeah. No, it was really rough.
So you two are probably pretty close because of that. Because my brother and I were very close because of the environment we were raised in.
No, you were correct. You were exactly correct. It was because of the situation that we became stronger because of it.
Yeah.
Like in our relationship. But no, it was rough for both of us. And so she tried her best, and I tried my best. But in the end, it was me and my sister taking care of each other.
So is that
so
who
sweet.
you turned to when you had those questions or had to talk about
My sister?
Yeah, your sister.
So if she was older, yes. I never, something that I felt messed up with what I'm about to say is that it's changed, but the way that my father had me thinking in the beginning was, I have to know the right question to ask before I ask any question. And how am I supposed to know the right question if
You don't know.
I don't know what I don't know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was the biggest issue that I had when I was growing up, is if I don't ask the right question, I won't get an answer.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a mind effer, honestly, because
Mind effer.
yes, because
We should put that on a shirt. Mind Deffer.
well, it is
Yeah.
because it's like you're going through it different ways in your head to try to approach it, and in the end, you probably end up with not even saying anything or doing anything because you're so caught up with trying to figure it out that it's just you give up on it. You never get to resolution because it's just too complicated for you to be able to figure it out.
It's
My
like
brain can't-
it's like asking like in the most simplest way. It's like let's say you want to go and take like you and some guy want to go on a date, right? And I'm thinking about it like from when I was your age. I go to my dad and I don't even go. Like I have this question, whether it's mom or dad, and I want to find out. Okay, where am I supposed? Do I take them to a outside theater? Do I buy popcorn? Do I?
Ooh, outside theater
do I
would sound
hold,
fun.
Do I hold their hand? Am I allowed to kiss them on the cheek? Like what am I doing?
Yeah.
And so in the simplest form, it's like if I didn't go to him and I didn't ask the right question, I would have never known. Like instead of asking like what date do I go on, it was like, and by the way, my father has done a great job in growing. We have a great relationship now, and I see him like more of a father than I did before.
Yeah.
But that was because that was my form of communication that I pushed him to, to do certain things to better that. But at the time, this is me saying the way that I grew
Yeah.
up.
This is when you were closer to Maddie's age.
Yes.
Yeah.
I instead of like I would say, hey, I want to take this girl on a date, and then he would come back with all these questions. And if I didn't ask like, hey, I don't know where to take this girl on a date, what should I do? He would have never given me those answers. It would just be some weird feeling like being judged. And so it was never something as beautiful as this. And so like if you had a question and you're like, hey mom, what do I do with this dude? And does this make sense? Or like, should I or shouldn't I?
No, I have. I've definitely done that before. Like asked her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so why, how is it that simple for Maddie? How is it that simple for you to ask her?
I don't really.
What did she do to help this? Because like,
Oh, that's okay.
obviously she came first, chicken and the egg.
No, duh. Okay. But
That's science class today, kids.
what came first, the chicken or the egg? Okay. Well, okay. So pretty much, I don't know. She's always. When I was growing up, I didn't know who I liked more, my mom or my dad, because funny story about it, my mom would give me a lot of stuff, and if she didn't get me one thing, I would just have my dad get it for me.
Great.
There's a whole story behind it. I don't want to say it, but it's gonna make me sound really bad. But I always knew I could kind of like lean on my brother, and my brother gave me actually the confidence to go talk to my mom because he was like. He's a mommy's boy, guys. He's a mommy's boy.
He's a total mama's boy. I just love him to death.
And he actually gave me the confidence to go talk to my mom and ask her questions because he was like, she's one of the wisest people ever. She knows, what to do in any situation. So that kind of gave me the confidence.
I would say the moment turned for us that I can remember, Madison got into a situation with one of her friends.
Oh, yeah. It was like, I think it was 7th grade. 7th grade
Yeah.
is when we really started getting closer.
Yeah,
That sounds really
and
weird,
I helped her
seventh
through
grade.
it. I explained to her what was happening. I explained to her where the other person was coming from. I explained to her kind of what the response would be. I kind of told her what she could expect from the situation, and I was spot on. And I got Madison through this very difficult time, and her friends were a part of that, and they were listening to what I was saying to her, and they were totally supporting it. And so Madison started to understand that I might actually know a little bit.
Just a little bit, not that much. Just a little bit.
About growing up and stuff like that, and relationships. And I think that when she went to school and the teacher actually pulled me aside and was saying what a great mom I was because Maddie was so distraught over the situation, and she was sharing with her what I had said to her and how I was getting and helping her through it.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
I think Madison came to the realization that you can talk to your parents and get some good feedback from them and get some good advice. And now she comes to me with about everything.
Okay,
honestly.
but
and her
okay,
friends do too.
After this
honestly.
podcast, I want to know which teacher it was because I don't remember.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So, but I feel like that's probably where our relationship really took a turn. I mean, I'd always been there for her. I'd always made sure that I was involved in what she was doing, other than sports, other than signing her up and stuff. Because I'm not a sports person.
She's really
I suck at softball. So. And stuff, but that was where her and her dad had their relationship, so that was something that I really supported and was really happy about too. But it was kind of that situation. It was a moment where she was really vulnerable, and I talked her through it, and we stayed up most of the night, and we dealt with the situation, and she made some very adult, mature decisions that evening on her own, which I was super proud of, and I supported. So.
And that helped me make other decisions where we're pretty adult. While they were gone, all I had was him and me and waffles. So I had to make a decision, and I did it.
So,
and I did it well.
And Alex has always trusted in me. Alex and I have always had a really super strong bond. He's had a lot of difficulties in life, and actually he's going through one right now. And he knows he can depend on me. He knows I'll always be there for him. He knows that I'll be by his side whenever I'm needed, and it doesn't matter what's going on in my life, I'm going to be there for him. And Maddie's starting to see that, and actually my other children are starting to understand that too, because when they were younger, it was a very much more difficult situation with them, between myself and their dad and stuff. And so I think everybody grows as the story comes out, as people start understanding that you can have that communication, you can have that relationship, and it's a relationship that's only going to make everybody stronger and better for it. And I'm so happy to hear that you and your father are on that road, and I see it. I hear you on the phone with him.
I agree. It's amazing.
It's amazing, because I know how difficult it's been, and I know it's been difficult with your mom too, though, because that was a whole different situation. It was a different, dichotomy between the two of them.
Well, she comes from a Hispanic background, and that is, yeah, no, you're correct. My father being we'll call him Caucasian,
yeah,
and then my mother Hispanic, and both not really. What are they called? Both. It's a C word, and it's cultures. Thank you. Both cultures.
I was like, my brain was trying to go through
friction.
Friction. Like, what is going on here?
Start a fire.
Caveman.
And all of that is correct. Like there was so much friction between both of their cultures. And with her being Catholic and him being Christian, starting with Judaism, then being Christian.
Yeah.
Both of them they believe in a higher power, but they also believed in different days of going to church, and they believed in all of the certain things just didn't fit. Even though they loved us, they made a family, and
yeah.
And so all of these things, it was so. As the offspring, it was just so difficult to try and navigate. Like, I'm trying to figure out who I am, trying to be a bigger brother. I'm trying to be a decent person in school. I'm trying to figure out if I can have a higher form of education. And then I see my parents yelling and arguing about culture, religion. I see my sister stressing out about not being able to go to her mom about all of these certain situations, and then me not being able to go to my father because he's the man of the house. Mm-hmm. And then, so it was always a fight. It was always a fight like that. So,
and I will say, because I grew up in an environment where I had two parents that were very, my dad was a workaholic. He worked all the time.
He still does.
Yeah, he still does.
He's 75 and still working hard.
He is. He's the hardest working man in Nebraska City.
Go Huskies.
he's in Nebraska. Cornhuskers, ding dong.
Oh, Huskers.
Yeah, ding dong.
So anyway, my mom, suffered from some mental illness, and she had multiple jobs, and she tried to work, but my parents weren't strong enough to stay together. But what it did, and I can see this in you, I can relate to this with you, is it made me have to be the mature one. It made me be the one that had to grow up. At 7 years old, I was taking care of my family, and I was helped taking care of my brother, and literally even when I was in high school and I had 3 jobs, I was financially supporting him a lot of the times too, because I had the financial means to do so. So I can understand how difficult that is, but you can also take from it the pride that you probably wouldn't be where you're at today if you didn't go through those struggles. Because,
no, not at all.
Because look at what you created in a very short period of time, I might add, with just taking, and I think part of it is you took risks. You took major risks.
Yeah.
And it's paid off because you are that person. You are that mature one in the room most of the time. He still is pretty crazy. And I can say that because I'm a mom, and
when I need to be.
He's like he could be my kid. But I think you have to also look at it as to the type of person that it's made you, and how you've learned from it, and you didn't repeat some of the same mistakes. I know you chose your own path for religion, and I know that you followed that path. And my son, actually, you got my son involved in that as well, and it's a beautiful path. And I think that there's definitely some things that you can have a difficult environment to be raised in, but you can take out of it what makes you strong. And you can take that into your life and use that and follow those things that weren't great, and don't repeat them, and move away from them. And when you see yourself kind of sounding like your parents, go, yeah, no, this isn't how it's going to go down. I'm not going down that road, never. But take the great things from it too. And I see that you've done that. And I know that, it's important to have that relationship with your parents. So it's beautiful that you're also you're working towards strengthening that relationship, because it's never too late. And I think the relationship you have with your sister is one that most would love to have, honestly. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Go ahead. What were you going to say? I mean, yeah, I would like to.
I can't do my mom like that.
Okay.
I was going to say something about, I'm taking care of my brother, says the one who pushed him out of a treehouse. Says the one who burned his eyebrow.
And just so you know, I messed up with
Everybody
my sister.
does that.
I shot my sister in the thumb or in the pinky with a BB gun.
Oh, she got shot in the butt.
And
my brother shot me in the butt.
okay, just so you know, I was a horrible brother. Horrible when we were growing up.
I'm the best brother. He didn't bully me. He
I
took care
know.
of me.
You have a great brother.
I mean, we played hide and seek once, and I got him to have a scar on the back of his neck for the rest of his life, but that was it. I mean, maybe a
because
little
he fell out of a
trauma.
tree? Like,
No,
Mike-
no,
Explain that
that
one
was
later.
no. Her brother fell out. She
Yeah.
pushed him out of a tree.
Oh, I thought you were talking about him.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
We were
that's
playing
fine.
hide and seek, and I gave him a scar.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with your sister?
In the beginning, it was. I'll sum it up this way, just because I don't know if we have enough time for the whole thing. But basically, she was with me. She was right next to me ever since she was born. I loved her, wanted to take care of her. The only thing I saw was my father, and my father wasn't there very often. And I thought that his demeanor and like his strength came from him. I don't know, from like when I watch like home videos. It kind of hurts because like I see the way he acted, and it was a very macho man kind of act, and therefore I saw myself emulate that. And so I physically hurt my sister. I was a horrible brother.
I think a lot of siblings do that, though.
I can only speak for me.
Yeah, I was
wasn't-
horrible.
I don't know.
You treat your brother like heck.
Okay, but that's because he can drive. And he can drive me places.
You should know. You should be nice to him if he
I
could
am
drive
pretty
you
nice.
places.
I am
Anyway,
pretty
the
nice.
point
Okay,
is.
so let Josh
So,
finish.
well, the point is, they. So I loved her, but I didn't know how to love her correctly, and so
I think that's true
Well,
for
yeah.
a lot of people that are raised in
It's
that.
like tough love.
No, it's not.
No,
It's not.
It's not. Okay, never mind.
I don't know what the right word is.
It's-
It's immature love.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel it's weird.
You don't know how to love, so you love the best you can, but you don't understand it.
You end up hurting the person,
Yeah.
even though you say you love them, but that's the only way that you know how to love. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah,
and
I
so-
can understand that.
So that's what I did.
Oh.
And even though she was there for me every step of the way and she rooted for me, I still didn't, I tried to love her the right way, but my right way wasn't the right way. And so I ended up hurting her so many different times, and she forgave me so many times. Probably because she saw my mom do that to my father. We won't get there. This is not therapy. And so... And so,
You can leave
can be.
You can leave the check at the end of the table.
yeah, exactly. For both of you.
Yeah. Hello.
So then I ended up not realizing that she cared for me the way that she did and I didn't mean to manipulate the situation, but I did. And then come to whenever she and I are older, she is now learning about who she is. She's starting to live on her own. Have boyfriends, all of the things that I would like to help protect her from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, beat up the boys.
But then I am also messed up too. And so she now sees me doing stupid things, like drinking too much and trying things and hurting my body and hurting myself. And she's pissed. And so she then, in her way of loving me, told me that she kind of didn't want anything to do with me because she was pissed. And so we actually had a falling out. Didn't mean to, but we had a falling out for almost a year. And now we are just getting back to building a relationship again. And so life, man. That again, and I'm gonna bring it back to this. I am very glad that you and your mom have this and have the type of relationship you have.
I'll be your younger sister. I got you.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Bless you. I think. I'm very glad that you guys have what you have because I think that this podcast and this relationship will provide a door to or an avenue on the internet, on social media, on different platforms that maybe one sister, one daughter, one brother, one son who doesn't have a good relationship, who doesn't know how to ask the right question, who doesn't know the right question to ask, who doesn't have a bond like this, to be able to give, you'll be able to give them a way to maybe find out what a better question is, find out a better way to open up to their family and to their father, their mother, and I think that's what you're doing, and I think that's the path that we're on. Quick, because I'm the producer, give us 30 seconds about the follow page and everything.
Okay, please go follow, and subscribe to our YouTube, Talk to Me the Podcast. Also go follow us on Instagram, Talk to Me the Podcast, and TikTok, which is the exact same, Talk to Me the Podcast. Don't forget
Our
to
website.
And don't forget our website, Talk to Me the Podcast.
This-
Don't forget to buy merch and
Also, my book will be available here shortly, Unacceptable Lives.
thank you so much,
Triangle.
everyone, for all your support. We love every single one of you guys. Have a great day.
This has been Talk to Me.
the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
He's a good producer.
I have to say so too.